Hi and welcome to Write with Alex. Today we have a writing with a theme fanfiction. And fanfiction is a really fun and low stakes way of practicing writing. And today we're going to do some creative exercises to try this out together. And this video is for all levels, regardless if you have written a lot of fanfic before or not at all. There will be, you can adapt it to where you are at. And so before we start the exercises, I just wanted to talk a little bit about fanfiction. And by now I think most people know what fanfiction is. But if you don't know or aren't sure, I would define it as writing based on existing characters and worlds, written by fans and published without making money. And so it's just something, you don't have to publish it, but it's still like, it's a very different way of writing. It's a very different genre than published books, for example, and I love it. I think it's such a cool form of writing, and if you haven't done it before, try it, because it's really fun. And the reason why I wanted to do a fanfic theme, besides that I think it's fun, is also that it's something that you can do that really helps you practice the craft. And it's also something you can actually publish right now. You don't have to wait for a publisher, you don't have to send it in somewhere, you can just write it and then publish it. And then you get readers right away, and that is really fun. So you don't have to publish anything you write today, but of course if you want to, you can. But try not to think too much about the publishing part. Just write and have fun with the exercises. And so today try to focus on having just don't put pressure on yourself of the outcome of what you write. Just write something and see what happens. And if you haven't done this before, maybe it feels a bit different than writing with your own characters, and just go with the flow and try it out. And so what you need to do for the exercises today is to choose a work of art. So usually you choose a book or a TV series, but it can be basically anything that you find interesting, that you connect with, and preferably something where you feel like there's something missing, you can add something, or just a world that you love spending time in. And if you have never written before, I recommend either choosing the last book you read, because that will be fresh in your mind, or your favorite book, or one you read a lot of times. And if you have written a lot of fanfic before, and you feel like, what would I get out of exercises that just tells you to write fanfiction? Well, what you can do is choose something very different from what you usually write. So it can be if you usually write fanfiction for a book, maybe you choose a TV series, maybe you try non-fiction, or choose a picture to write fanfiction about, or characters you don't actually like from the ones that you usually write, to try to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And I think that will also be very exciting. And before we start the exercises today, go and look at your work and just reacquaint yourself with it. So you don't have to read the whole book or anything, but just look at it. And if you have a book, look at the language and try to get a sense for the characters and the style of the book and the feeling that it gives you. And was that all? Yes, it was. Sorry. Okay, so that was all of the preparation. Let's get into the writing exercises. So I always start with 2 warm-up exercises to help you get started writing and make that leap from not writing at all to writing the creative part a little bit easier. So my first warm-up exercise is something I call a check-in, and that is just that you write for 2 minutes about how you're feeling right now, because you always know something about what you're feeling, and then you have started writing and it's easier to keep going. So when you do this, you start with a sentence, today I am, and then you just continue writing. And we're going to do this for 2 minutes, and I'm going to put a timer on my computer. So yeah, let's start now. That was our time. So the second warm-up exercise is flow writing, and that means to just write the flow of your thoughts and don't think too much, just keep on writing and see where it takes you. And for this, to start this exercise, go look at the work that you have chosen and take the first sentence as your starting point, and then just keep going. And it doesn't have to be, when you keep writing, it doesn't have to be about that book or that story. You can just write whatever you want, whatever comes to your mind. And if that is not available to you right now, I will give you my sentence, and you can just use that and keep writing. And you don't have to, write about my story or my book. You can just, write whatever. And the book that I'm going to work with today is Vampire Academy by Richelle Mead. And that is one of my absolute favorite books. I've read it so many times. I just think the language and the plot is really, really good. So if you haven't read it, I recommend doing that. So the starting sentence for my book is, I felt her fear before I heard her screams. It's a good first sentence. And we're gonna do flow writing for 3 minutes, and the time starts now. Oops, sorry. That was not our time. I pressed the wrong timer. Keep going. that was a real timer. So time is up for that exercise. Now we're gonna start doing the creative exercises, and for these I have chosen 3 topics that are the most common reasons for why people write fanfiction. And yeah, let's just start right away. So the first exercise is to write a different ending, and I mean just choose something different to happen, or if you want, you can choose something that happens after the ending. So keep going with the story, and change whatever you want. That's the good things about fan fiction. You can do things the way you want them to have been done. And we're going to do this for 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna set the timer again and write a different ending, 5 minutes, and let's go. No? All right, that was our time. Yes. The second exercise is to write a fanfic that takes place in an alternative universe. And this would be something like if the original work includes magic, then you write in an alternative universe where there is no magic. You can also change big things about the story, like the setting, like the place where the setting and the age of the characters or their jobs. Just change anything that makes it different from what it usually does. We're going to do this for 5 minutes. And if you have no idea what to do, a really good one is to have them work at a cafe. That is always very cozy. So yes, write a fanfic that takes place in an alternative universe. And we're going to do this for 5 minutes. And the time starts now. Right, that was our time. Yes, I did a cafe. It was really fun. So our last exercise today is to choose 2 characters who are not together in the original story and write about them falling in love. And you will, of course, not have time to write about their whole relationship. So just choose one scene that shows any time in their relationship. It can be before they get together or during their relationships. If you want it, you can do it when they end their relationship. Just about these 2 characters. And we're going to do this for 5 minutes. Choose 2 characters who are not together in the original story and write about them falling in love. All right. So the time starts now. that was the time for our last exercise. And yeah, thank you for taking the time to write with me today, and for allowing yourself to just play and have fun. And it's so important, and it makes other writing more useful, I think. And before you leave, I have made another video called "You Should Write Fanfiction," where I talk more about why writing fanfiction is a really good way to practice writing and why it benefits you. Yeah, I hope you had as much fun today as I did, and I'm glad that you took the time to write something different. That is also really good to practice. So that was all. Thank you for joining me. Take care and happy writing.